Today I get smashed in Kesa Gatame by a beast purple belt and a beast blue belt. Unfortunately, I didn't have any high-level judo black belts who are experts in Kesa Gatame to make this with, but these two will do just fine to teach you how to both defend and escape Kesa Gatame. The most important aspect of Kesa Gatame is elbow positioning. As if your opponent has control under your elbow, then they have inside positions similar to an underhook. I let them start with control of that elbow, and you'll see and learn how I get it back. And once I do, how much easier it is to escape. Because by positioning your elbow to the inside increases the amount of inside position you have and decreases the amount of inside position that they have, which is what Jiu-Jitsu is all about. Make sure to pick up my free Jiu-Jitsu theory ebook or pick up the course to learn more about inside position. Because my elbow is controlled, I grip my hands together for a body lock to hide my right arm from being attacked. Now I bridge forward to get his weight off of me and then to the side, as going only to the side would be too difficult unless I had a significant strength advantage. I'm unable to get him all the way over, so I grip onto his left leg using my legs to keep him away from resettling his position and re-establishing his control. I didn't fully complete that escape, but I did manage to get my elbow in proper position. Now I bring my knee and elbow together to further close off my inside position and reverse shrimp underneath him to load his weight onto my hips. Once his weight is over my center line, I can easily bring him over my body and take top position. The same concepts apply to every position in Jiu-Jitsu. Bringing your knees and elbows together to block off access to inside position, loading your opponent's weight onto your hips to make them feel lighter, and taking your opponent's weight off of you first to make it easier to escape. Alright, let's keep going. He now adjusts by sticking his leg straight out. Now bridging forward will be difficult because he has a post in that direction fighting against it. I try anyways because at the very least, it can create a reaction to initiate another escape. Harry's doing a great job controlling my elbow, but bridging forward gives me that little bit of space to get my knee in front of him and use it to push against him to pry my elbow out and down, to position it out of his control. After a few attempts, I'm finally able to hook onto his thigh to take inside position with it. I'm still not completely out yet, but I work to get to my knees where it'll be easier for me to free my head from his control because I don't want my back pinned to the mat because that's also control of my inside position. This time, I make it harder for myself by positioning my arm beside his head rather than under his armpit where it would be kept safer from his attack. I try to frame against his head to make some space, but no luck. I'm trying to use what's available to make space. Now I try to use my legs to push his head, but again, no luck. But as I go back, I use that momentum to force him to widen his legs to keep his base. And that enables me to hook onto his thigh again with my heel to control him as I drop my elbow down. Without that elbow, he loses the control that he has on me, and I get to my knees and pull my head out. Now it's time to escape against Alex, but first... And now a quick word from the sponsor of today's video, Elements. Training Jiu-Jitsu can be incredibly taxing on the body. I know this from experience because I used to experience gnarly cramps and fatigues whenever I'd increase the number of training sessions per week. Now the reason why this happens is because of the loss of electrolytes through sweat, the primary one being sodium. And when sodium isn't adequately replaced, that's when cramps and fatigue kick in, which is why I'm excited to tell you about Elements. It's a tasty electrolyte drink mix with a science-backed electrolyte ratio of sodium, potassium, and magnesium. It contains no sugar, no color, no artificial ingredients, none of that junk. On top of that, Element is used by everyone from NBA, NFL, NHL players, Olympic athletes, Navy SEALs, to everyday exercise enthusiasts. And right now, Element is offering my listeners a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single-serving packets free with any Elements order. This is a great way to try all 8 flavors or share Element with a salty friend. Get yours at drinkelement.com/JordanTeaches. This deal is only available through my link. You must go to drinkelement.com/JordanTeaches. Again, I pull him forward, but he counters by posting out with his left arm. It's okay that it didn't work because it creates space here for me to insert my right knee. Now I basically have hooks for the back, but still have my head in his control. I try to sneak it out, but his grip is too strong. As he starts to try to attack my arm, he postures up slightly, taking his weight off me, and I further take his weight off me by using my legs to bring him to the side. Now look where his weight is. His weight is now directly over my hips, and I just need to bring him further past my center line to make him feel light and bring him to the side. I use my elbow/forearm to direct his head to the side, as where the head goes, the body must follow. This is basically the exact same thing as a butterfly sweep known as a shoulder crunch. My legs couldn't get the job done, so I used what I had available. I used my arms. He's keeping his hips low this time to control my hips, which leaves him less control of my elbow. But I still need to be careful in the way I drop it down for proper position, as I don't want to leave my arm exposed to potential submissions. As he goes to transition and attack it, I drop my elbow down. As soon as his grip was in front of my elbow, he lost control of it. I tried to pull him to the side a couple times, but I couldn't get his weight past my center line. But with my elbow low, I'm pretty safe and it's just a matter of time until I escape. I pull him forward and then push him to the side to make it easier. As you can see, I use my elbow as a frame to push him over. If he was controlling my elbow, with his body underneath it occupying that space, then I wouldn't be able to use it to frame. I again position my arm in front of his face where it's more susceptible to attack rather than under the armpit. As he starts to transition to attacking that arm, he starts to lose my elbow, but he manages to regain control of it and it gives him what he needs to attack my arm, as well as making it more difficult for me to escape. I try to get to my knees where it'll be more difficult for him to finish. Nearly every submission is better defended from top position, but I can't quite get there. It'll be difficult but not quite impossible to finish the Americana without first positioning his elbow between my ear and shoulder, and I also run the risk of him using his legs to finish the Americana. I stay calm and wait for my opportunity to free my elbow from his control. And once I do, I again bridge forward and then push him to the side to execute the reversal. The easiest time to escape any dominant position is when your opponent is transitioning, because there will be a split second where they will have less control over you, which is why it's essential to be patient when you're in a bad spot and not freak out and waste energy. One more go, and again I drop my elbow to where I need it to keep it safe, and use it as a frame to execute my escape. Again, pulling him forward and then to the side, which is funny to me as this is something that I made an Instagram reel and YouTube short about, and people were telling me that it doesn't work. People are so silly out there. Let me know if you want to see me break down the knee on belly footage that we took as well, and make sure to sign up for my newsletter for free jiu-jitsu tips every single week. Alright, thank you for sticking around until the end of the video. If you're still here, please leave a comment or a fist bump, and I'll see you guys next time.